Hi, I'm Gareth Beavis and I'm here checking out the new Note 7 from Samsung. Now this is the latest in the line of the S7 range, I guess you could call it, because it's an extension of that. It's the same phone but given the S Pen, you know, the extra stylus at the bottom. Basically it's Samsung's all the best bits they can put in it into one phone. Now it seems very similar to the S7 Edge, but it's got some new stylus features, so let's check them out and see what they're really all about. Okay, so this is a Samsung phone, so let's talk about one of the most important things. It's the camera. It's a 12 megapixel optical image stabilization sensor at the back. It's got some very clever autofocus features. Starting it up very quick, as you can see. Double tapping the home button, it's a really nice feature. But this is all about one-handed usage. So swipe to the right, you get your filters, swipe back again. And if you want to go into selfie mode, a quick flip up, hey, what's going on? And back down again. So there you go, that's the camera, very easy to use. Again, Samsung's minimized things, made the UI very easy to set up. So hitting HDR there, you can hit the flash. All the main things are right there. But again, it's really easy to use one-handed. Let's get into the S Pen itself. Little click here at the bottom. That activates it, and that activates the S Pen features. First of all, we've got Smart Select, Translate, Magnify. These are the big things that Samsung's touting with this phone, but one of the most exciting is the always on display. Samsung has this feature for the S7. It's a really nice idea. I mean, this is always on, but if I wanted to actually just write a memo and leave it on the lock screen for myself, pull out the S Pen when it's in that lock screen mode. And as you can see, you can write on the screen really badly. Now if I fancy that to be my memo stuck to the screen, I can pin it, or I can save it as a memo for later. So if inspiration strikes me, there we go, it's there when I need it. Double tap to get rid of it, and you go back to the normal always on display. Samsung's actually improved this quite a lot this time around. So you've got for instance, you've got these space ideas, or you've got the camera, improved clocks, lots of really good things to look through there. Right, let's talk about security. It's got the main features that Samsung puts on lots of its phones. You've got the fingerprint scanner, you've got Knox security, you've got a secure folder which holds the most important things to you. So if you want to have things that maybe you don't want your other half to see, or some maybe business associates, those kind of people, you can keep them all here. It's gallery, camera, it's all the important things. But with Samsung this time around, they've gone for the iris scanner. Right at the top here, there's a dual camera that can log exactly what your eyes are looking at and tell you exactly if you are the right person. The problem here is it takes quite a long time. You have to open the phone up, swipe to the left, hold it in exactly the right position and make sure that it's your eyes that are working. Once it registers your irises, it works very well and it's very swift. But what's wrong with the fingerprint scanner? Surely biometrically we're talking very similar. Yes, there's an element of extra security with the iris that you don't get over fingerprint. It's much harder to duplicate an iris. But it doesn't feel like a really important feature. We had this with Microsoft Lumia phones. Yes, it's cool, but it doesn't add anything really extra. It's not fast enough, it's not quick enough. The design of this phone is actually very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. You can see the 3D thermoforming of the glass on the back here. The edge of the screen is rolled into the metal band around the edges. It makes it very easy to hold and it feels really nice. It makes you want to sort of like just spin it around in your hand and get that kind of pebblish, really smooth, refined feel. Samsung's done very well to bring that in again. We've got the silver titanium version, we've got blue, and we've got black onyx, I think that's called. So design-wise, it's something very similar to what you've seen. It's got this metal rim all the way around the edge. This camera at the back does bulge out a little bit, but for a 12 megapixel optical image stabilization, for a really good camera picture, don't think that's too much of a problem. Right, let's talk specs and design of the user interface. So the main one here really is that everything's been toned down a little bit. Samsung wants to make everything more muted, a little bit more subtle. As you can see here, the icons are a little bit more muted. Everything's a little bit more pastel, a little bit less vibrant. Is that a good thing? It depends exactly what you like with your phone. You can change that by adding in new skins and new colors later on. But for the basic version, this feels a bit more business-like, a bit more, I don't know, grown up because of the fact that everything isn't so vibrant and in your face. Specs-wise, this phone's got everything. It's got a octa-core Exynos processor, 4 GB of RAM, 64 megabytes of onboard storage. You can expand it using the memory card at the top here. That takes up to, I think, it's either 256 or 2 terabytes of storage. Everything really works as Samsung intends it to. It's the top end of everything. This is exactly what you expect with a phone that is going to be very expensive. Again, it's got the Edge heritage as well, because you can swipe along from the side here and you can access different panels, your quick settings there. Again, more of those, you can have your quick contacts and you can do different bits and pieces with those. So this phone is the same as the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge in that it's IP68 rated. That means it's water resistant, it's dust resistant, roll around in the desert, jump in the sea. That's the kind of thing that this phone can handle. But with the S Pen, when you're scrolling all over the screen, if you're taking a note, it's actually going to work exactly as you expect it to. So I'm writing like this normally, that will work exactly the same way with a wet screen. So that's the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, and it's really a phone for the Note fans because Samsung's already made great phones with the S7 and the S7 Edge. This phone is really the S7 Edge plus an S Pen. So if you want to do things like create an animated GIF on the fly, translate, hover over it, find a few little bits and pieces like that, this is a great phone, but it is going to be more expensive. So make sure you really want the S Pen elements or upgrades like the Gear VR, where the widescreen viewing angles mean this is the poster child for VR for Samsung going forward. I'm looking forward to reviewing it properly because it's going to be a big phone and Samsung usually knows how to make phablets work. So please, thanks very much for liking and subscribing, and please keep stopping by to find out the best reviews on TechRadar.